Hi, my name is Keith Cooper, Northlight Images, and in this video I'm going to address a question I've looked at a few times before, but it's one I regularly get asked about. It is along the lines of, I've got a new printer but the prints are useless. The colours come out wrong, the prints don't work, there's something wrong with my new printer. Well, first, the good news is that there is almost always nothing whatsoever wrong with your printer. Bad news, even if I make bad print, it's your fault. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is it's actually modern printers should be capable of printing very good quality pictures. If you've got a new printer, particularly one that's not a really basic model, if you've got one of the sort of better Canon or Epson ones and that, they can produce some great looking prints these days. So what's going wrong when you start and your prints come out? Well, there's lots of different ways you could be doing the printing, but first of all, the first question is, if this is a newish printer, are you sure the picture that you're printing is as good as you think it is? Because it's quite possible that the image you're looking at on your camera or on your screen is actually not as good from a technical point of view as you might think. Now, how good it is has nothing whatsoever to do with what you think of it, what the picture means to you, what other people think of it. But from a technical point of view of printing, there are certain technical levels that a picture really needs to obtain, the image needs to reach, so that you can get a decent quality print from it. If I'm testing a new printer, and I get lots of new printers to test, the first colour image I print is always this one. Now I've produced some videos about using this test image and how it works and things. It's downloadable from the Northlight Images website, and I'll put a link in the notes to this. It's a free download for it. Now, this particular image has all, and if you look at the download site, you'll find all the details of what the different bits of this image are, why they're there, what they show, what potential issues they show. But I know that if I print this image, I don't even need to worry about the screen. The picture should come out looking okay. Now, the green should look reasonable. The blue bit of blue sky should look reasonable. The colours in this should look reasonable. Now, the lady in the top picture here is lit by a relatively warm yellowish light. The child next to it is lit by a different light. The people should look okay. The shadows shouldn't be blocked up. Now, if you print this test image and it comes out wrong, ignoring what it looks like on the screen here, if you print this test image, it comes out wrong, something is wrong somewhere. Now, it could be that you're using a paper which is not suitable for the printer. Now, if you've bought a new printer and you're using up stocks of old paper that used to work okay with another printer years ago, then that could be one issue with it. I always start a new printer and test on a paper of the same brand as the printer. So this is an Epson ET18100, and with this first print, and this is Epson Premium Glossy Photo Paper. It's a standard paper, it's an Epson paper. Both Epson and Canon don't make their own papers, so you're getting third-party papers, whatever you think, really. But go for an Epson or a Canon branded one for a Canon printer. See what it looks like. Remember, if this comes out looking right, but it looks wrong on the screen, then there is something about how you're displaying it on the screen. So if the screen looks wrong, perhaps your screen needs calibrating. Certainly if you want to do good quality colour and black and white printing and you're interested in doing it properly, then getting your screen calibrated or getting a good quality screen will help. Badly set up screen, if you adjust your prints, if they look okay on this and they come out wrong here, it's not the test image, because remember, we're not editing a test image. You never edit the test image or do anything to it. You print it as is. If it comes, it shows where there's a potential problem in the flow that you've got from the picture through the printer driver, the settings through the printer, what paper you're using and everything like that. So you should be getting a good test print. What software are you printing with? Now, If you're just pressing print in an application and hoping that it will come out okay, some basic picture viewer or something like that, well, it might come out, might not come out. It really does depend. There's no way of knowing for sure. There's so many bits of software people can use for printing. But if you're using some software that's actually meant for printing, so for a Canon printer, look for the Canon print software that's available for your printer. For an Epson printer, look for the Epson print software that's available. Now, for better printers, certainly on ones like this Epson one here, I use Epson Print Layout. Now, that's software which you can download for free, and it prints very well. It takes care of profiles and things. Now, I won't go into what profiles and things are here, but suffice to say, there are ways of getting even better prints, and it involves colour management, profiling, calibrating screens, printer profiles and things. Bit complex for that. It's relatively easy to use once you get the hang of it, but you shouldn't necessarily need that if you're using an OEM brand, so Canon for Canon, Epson for Epson, paper in a printer like this. So as long as you're using that, you should be able to get good looking prints. But one minor thing I should mention, if you're on a Mac and you've set up a printer driver and you find that the word AirPrint appears anywhere in it, almost certainly you've got the wrong printer driver. Now, some basic Canon printers will only print with AirPrint, and their chances of getting good pictures are somewhat problematic. Can print well, but have a look at, I've reviewed a lot of printers. If I've got a review of a printer, either here as a video or a link on the Northflight Images website where I had the longer written reviews, if I've got a review, I may well address how to get the best quality prints out of it. There may even be the option of getting some customized CC profiles, some of the ones I created during the review. There'll be notes in the reviews, but you'll have to actually read the reviews to find the details of what papers I've covered and things like that. But that's for basic printing like that. I should just note, if you're printing off a phone, well, phone screens are phone screens no matter how much you paid for them, and they are getting better. But if I wanted a good quality print of a phone image, I would never ever print it from a phone. They are made for convenience and ease of use. They are not made for print quality. Now, both Canon and Epson have some applications which will potentially give better print quality, but you'll need to have a look at how to use them. You may even need to adjust your pictures a little before they print well. But it's possible from mobile, tablets and phones, it's possible to get good prints, but it's simply not a place I would ever choose to start if print quality mattered. If you want to test, if you can download a test image like this onto your phone and then print from it, it's as good a test as printing from a computer. It's like this old MacBook here, which is connected up to this screen. As I say, use that test image. Rather than one of your own. One of your own, you may think you know what it looks like, but you think you know what it looks like based on looking at your screen, on how you've edited it. So I've got a picture here, what image I took of a Formula One car at an event, and I know what that picture looks like. I would never use it as a test image because the colours in it are far too problematic. So there is a tone here from the fact that I used flash to fill in the lighting of it. There's reflection. There's the lighting of the building behind. There's the warm stone, the buildings. You've got no idea exactly what that image looks like. Now, I can print that reliably because I've edited it. I've created this image quite a few years ago. I've made several prints of it, so I know what that one's going to look like. Even so, I wouldn't use it as a test image. I would use that one there. Using test images like this gives you predictability. I know that people would like to be able to just take a picture, press one button on their phone and see it come out as a perfect print. Well, that will happen occasionally. I wouldn't want to bet on it though. Printing is not a simple one-click process. It can be, but if you're bothered about the print quality, you need a little bit more. Now, talking about print quality, there's an example. I just yesterday took this new camera, Fuji GFX 100S, on a paying job for the first time. Happened to be in Coventry, which is not far from here. So and the site I was photographing was not far from the cathedral, so I went into Coventry Cathedral, one that I'd never visited before. Interesting place, and I took some photos. All handheld, because you can't take a tripod in for using that. So I'm shooting in low light, handheld, 100 megapixel camera. Fortunately, it has image stabilization, so I was able to do that. The files from this can be stretched a lot, one of the reasons I got it. And I have an image. This is one of the main stained glass window. It's a really nice looking image. How does it print? Well, on this particular printer here, there is a print. Now there's a print. This is printed on a metallic paper on this Epson ET18100 I reviewed just recently. Really nice paper printer for glossy photos. And we've got that. Now I'm hoping that that's going to look pretty much like that. Was I surprised? Was I extra pleased when the print came out and it looked like that? No. I expected it to come out okay. I'd have been far more surprised if it hadn't come out okay. Now, sometimes when you're editing things, you might want to lighten your file a little bit before you print it. That just depends on how we perceive images, even with a monitor that's set up like this. So I've got a picture there that looks, it needs quite a good light to view it because there's a lot of dark in it, but the colours are really nice and vibrant. And that predictability, the fact that I just thought, I like this image, I've edited it on another machine, and I've just popped some paper into this and pressed print. That is because I have done all the experimenting with something like this first. Printing images from different... It's because of that testing in advance that I can be comfortable that when I ask for this to be printed, it comes out exactly as I expected. Similarly, if I printed this image on the big Epson P5000 here, different type of printer, pigment ink printer, could make quite a bit larger print of it, I would adjust it for that and it would come out okay on that. There's no reason that just I can get good prints and you can't with a good brand new printer. It's just a few basics need addressing. Now I've got lots of other videos. I've got a printing playlist. I've got colour management playlist, loads of different things for this. I've got articles and stuff on it. But the key thing is, if your new printer doesn't print properly, don't worry about it. It's your fault, so that's easy to fix. If you've gone and got a really cheap second-hand printer and it's got third-party inks in it, you may have a little bit more work, but even that should be capable of at least reasonable prints. No reason not to. If it's something that you're not doing right, you can change it. So there we go. Now, I hope that's been of some interest. If you've got any questions, please just ask. It's people's questions that give me ideas for stuff like this that I hope is of use. So there we go. How to make great looking prints. Yeah, it's not rocket science. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel and bye.